ISO 9001-2015 Quality Management System requirements were revised in September of 2015. Companies certified to the ISO 9001 standard will have 3 years to pass a certification audit with their registrar under the 2015 standard. This short video will explain some of the changes and introduce new terminology used in the 9001-2015 standard. The ISO 9001-2008 standard used the term product to explain the output of a company or process. The 2015 standard uses product and services. Services is the fastest growing segment for ISO 9001 certification. The term stakeholder has been replaced with interested party. Exclusions taken under the 9001-2008 standard have been removed. Exclusions can no longer be taken. Another change is the elimination of management representative. The rationale behind this is leadership will take more of an active role in the management of the quality management system. Another change is from documents and records to documented information. Preventive action in the 2008 standard has been replaced with risk-based thinking and improvement. There is no longer a preventive action clause in the new ISO 9001-2015 standard. Monitoring and measuring equipment has been renamed Monitoring and Measuring Resources. This change broadens the scope of monitoring and measuring beyond calibration to other areas of the business where measures and metrics should be monitored, reported, and appropriate actions taken. Purchased product is now called externally provided products and services. Along with this change, the terms supplier, producer, distributor, vendor, and contractor are replaced with provider. This can be an internal or an external provider of products or services. The ISO 9001-2015 standard is based upon the 7 quality management principles as defined in the ISO 9000-2015 Vocabulary and Definitions standard. These 7 quality management principles are customer focus, leadership, engagement of people, the process approach, improvement, evidence-based decisions, and relationship management. First, customer focus. Customer focus is defined as meeting customer requirements while striving to exceed customer expectation. The idea is to attract and retain the confidence of customers and other relevant interested parties, interact with the customer, which will provide more opportunities to create value, and understand the current and the future needs of the customer or other relevant interested parties who contribute to the sustainment of the organization. There are some changes in the leadership section of the new ISO standard. Leadership is expected at all levels of an organization. Leadership establishes the unity of purpose and direction. Leadership creates the conditions in which people are engaged in achieving quality objectives. This enables alignment of strategies, policies, processes, and resources. This also improves communication and increases effectiveness and efficiency in the organization. The standard differentiates between leadership and top management. Several of the clauses identify roles, responsibilities, authorities, and accountabilities for top management. Top management is defined as the person or group who directs and controls the organization at the highest possible level. They have the ability to delegate their authority and also provide resources. They are ultimately accountable for the successful implementation of the quality management system and its continuing effectiveness. The next quality management principle is engagement of people. Competent, empowered, and engaged people at all levels of the organization are essential to enhance the organization's capabilities while creating and consistently delivering value to the customer and other interested parties. Leadership is required to determine and ensure necessary competence for those who are performing the work. Leadership should recognize and acknowledge people's contributions, learning, and improvement. Leadership should promote personal development to facilitate engagement of people. The process approach was used in the 2008 standard and remains a viable way to define, measure, and improve the overall quality management system effectiveness. The process approach not only allows a singular view of each individual process, but it also allows a system-level view of the linkages, interfaces, and process interactions. Processes that are defined, measured, and improved should produce consistent and predictable results. This improves effectiveness and efficiency of the entire quality management system and enables optimization and focused improvement efforts. Improvement is another quality management principle. Improvement is essential for an organization just to maintain the current level of performance. Organizations that do not strive to improve will certainly regress in their performance. Improvement helps address internal and external risks and opportunities, enhances customer satisfaction, and allows the correction and prevention of undesired effects. Improvement helps the performance and overall efficiency of the quality management system. Evidence-based decisions allow leadership and top management to make decisions that are more likely to produce desired results and reduce the undesired outcomes. There is much greater objectivity and confidence in evidence-based decision-making. This increases the understanding of important cause and effect relationships within the quality management system, and it increases the ability to demonstrate the effectiveness of past decisions. Relationship management is a new principle in the ISO 9001-2015 standard. Relationships with interested parties influence the performance of an organization. Relationships with providers and partners will certainly produce risks as well as opportunities. These risks and opportunities can feed into the organizational risk-based thinking. A well-managed supply chain provides consistency and stability of the organization. A new term in the ISO 2015 standard is interested parties. An interested party can include providers, partners, customers, owners, employees, retailers, producers, consumers, end users, investors, regulators, competitors, beneficiaries, opposition groups, professional organizations, accreditation organizations, community members, and society as a whole. Now, some terms and definitions new to the ISO 9001 standard. Documented information is defined as information including the medium on which it is contained. It is required to be controlled by the organization. There are two types of documented information in the new ISO standard. The first is the term documents. Documents are referred to in the new ISO standard as being maintained. These include policies, procedures, processes, and methods commonly under revision control. Records are identified when the standard refers to documented information being retained. Records are evidence of activities. Usually, records are not under revision control. Documented information that is maintained is referred to as documents. Documented information that is retained refers to records in the new ISO standard. Interested party is defined as a person or organization that can be affected by, or perceive itself to be affected by a decision or activity. Relationship management includes suppliers, distributors, customers, employees, and other interested parties. Risk-based thinking is the planned and demonstrated actions of risk management principles to prevent undesired outcomes or outputs. Risk is uncertainty. There are negative risks, which are threats to the organization. There are also positive risks, and those are thought of as opportunities for the organization. Both negative and positive risks should be mitigated. The idea is to exploit positive risk or opportunity as much as the organization can. The effectiveness of actions taken to address risks and opportunities should be reviewed at planned intervals. Risk-based thinking is now found throughout the new ISO standard. Shall is a requirement of the ISO 9001 standard. There are 132 shall statements. Should is a recommendation. While it is not required, it is strongly recommended. May denotes permission, and can indicates possibility or capability. Demonstrate is to show clearly with evidence. Consider is to think carefully before making a decision. In consideration of the requirements in the ISO standard, objective evidence along with the risk-based thinking will be used to make a decision based on facts and data. Determine is the activity of learning by collecting and analyzing information. When the term refers to address, it is directed attention, efforts, and consideration. To address an item in the standard is to direct attention and efforts to that item and consider the outcomes, whether positive or negative. I hope this short video has been helpful in explaining some of the changes and some of the new terminology of the ISO 9001-2015 standard.